Hey everybody, it's the Maurice Brown Show Sports Edition, playing a little pitch and catch with my nephew Caleb.
Hey guys.
He's the next Jerry Rice. Wanna show him?
Yeah,
Let's
do
go.
it.
You're gonna love this. Ready, set, go! Let's start the show.
Hey you guys, I'm Venus Monique from the hit crime drama Vindication, and you guys should definitely make sure you're catching the Maurice Brown Show on Roku TV.
Yeah! Hello everybody and welcome to the Maurice Brown Show. We have a very special guest on our show today. This gentleman right there is the head coach of the number one ranked 12U team in the nation, according to Sports Illustrated's Prospect by SI. And they just won a spring championship down in Florida. And they're heading now into their new season under the 13U moniker. Please welcome the coach of this magnificent team, the Treasure Coast Patriots. Please welcome to the show, Coach Wonderful Monds. What's up, Coach? How are you?
How you doing, Coach? Thanks for having me.
Man, it is an honor to have you on the show. You've got a great team down there, man. You're busy. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day because you're so busy to talk with us just a little bit. You guys just won a spring championship. Tell us a little bit about your ball club and your spring championship.
Well, we started about, I would say, 2 months ago, trying to get prepared. We never played spring ball,
Okay.
spring football before.
Yes,
This
sir.
was our first year, and
Okay.
I knew the guys were actually coming into their last year because I want to try to get a lot of them prepared for high school.
Yes.
So I know this would be their last memories. So I pretty much got something together where they can play some games, a season for the spring, and we ended up getting into this spring league, which was pretty good. It was a pretty nice little season that we had. It was short, but it was really nice. 6-game playoffs and a
Okay.
championship. So we ended up winning the championship, state championship, and we're headed to nationals, spring nationals in 2 months.
I love it. I would expect nothing less from the number one team in the nation down there, and there's no doubt about that. And you know, your team is a constant, perennial winner. The team that you have devised down there. But when you're dealing with young people, and it's so important to have solid adults, just maturing young men and bringing them along. And clearly, you're doing a great job at that. And you look at the young guys in your team, and my nephew Caleb is your kicker, and he's been on your team for a couple of seasons. What are some of the core values that you try to instill within your team, coach, to keep them on the right path?
Well, first off, um, I want to say that you know, it's great to value that our team is a national ranked team, but
Yes.
I start off with educational part. I don't think there's too many teams that can line up with us. With
Okay.
each kid, each one of my kids, 90% of my kids are honor roll students, and
Amen.
that's where it starts at. And I want to
Yes.
commend them for that because I make sure I stay on these kids and making sure they do that first. That comes first.
Yes.
And it's great because a lot of teams that we come up against, and I know sometimes people look at me a little sideways when I say we might not be that most athletic team or the
Okay.
most the biggest team, but we're the
Okay.
smartest team on the football field, and that will help us tremendously, to keep this thing going how we're going so far, this winning streak.
And it is important to focus on academics over athletics. I mean, academics has to be first,
Yes,
because you can't play football, basketball, baseball, hockey, tennis, you name it. You can't play it but for so long. Your body
right.
just won't allow you to keep doing that, and you have to be able to make it in this life on other things far beyond the sports field. So God bless you for instilling the values of academics within the kids on your team. It's so important in this day and time in particular. And I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about your son, Champ Monds. He's a quarterback of the Treasure Coast Patriots, and he was invited. That's a shot at Champ right there. Champ was invited to the Under Armour Next All American Camp. That tells you how good he is. Tell us a little bit about your son, Champ Monds.
Oh man, he's growing so fast. I mean, I hate to say it, but he would love to hear this. He's actually probably a little bit taller than me as of now. He's growing fast. He weighs about 183 pounds. He's very smart, intelligent kid. Quarterback is a very difficult position because you have to know where everyone needs to be at, what the defense is trying to do to you, and try to, be a great leader
Yes.
when things ain't going well. And it's not always going well. So he has a good head on his shoulder, very humble. Um, Love him not just because he's my son, but the way he learns the game, how he picks up the game, how he really competes at a high level
Yes.
and loves the challenge. So I definitely, as a football player, I never really get to be the father to sit back and look at and embrace some of the things that he actually does on a football field because I'm about trying to help the whole team and we're out there trying to win football games. But when
Yes.
I get back and watch film a little bit, I do get a little bit of chance to sit back and as a father be kind of proud and pat myself on the back and say, man, thank God, that he's picking up on the things that, I'm trying to get him to learn.
Well, dude, I tell you right now, he's a fantastic quarterback, and I see that, but great things coming his way. He's way ahead of the game, and we're going to keep him wrapped in prayer because he's got blessings all around. I want to talk about your field goal kicker just a little bit, which happens to be my nephew Caleb Lopez, and
Hmm.
it's rare
Oh yeah.
for at this age level to have a kicker. What do you think Caleb's prospects are going forward? Maybe as a kicker in high school, how do you think he looks as far as that goes?
Well, one thing I do with all my kids, I challenge them a whole lot. And Caleb, when I first brought that to his attention, when he told me he played soccer, I was like, man, I really think you have the potential if you learn some of the things that I'm trying to teach you. And his eyes got big, and he was like, and he's like one of those kids that he's very motivated. He's very competitive. He's very inspired to do the things you ask him to do, and I love that about him and all my kids. But he definitely go out there and he's going to give you all he got, and he's just taking it with a grace and being that role. And I think he's going to have a great bright future with going into high school and further on. If he gets stronger and keeps working on his mechanics and things of that nature, he's been doing really well. It started off a little shaky, but like I always tell him, and the motto that we always have, always believe and never give up. And he just kept working at it. And he, as the season grew, I mean, he grew with it, and he's really been spectacular for us.
Well, and again, on that level, you don't see a lot of field goal kickers, so I think that's pretty impressive. And I've talked to him, and uh, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to the head coach of the Treasure Coast Patriots in Port St. Lucie, Florida, ranked number one by Sports Illustrated Prospect SI, and they won their national championship or their spring title this past year. There's the rankings right there, ranked number 1 in 12U by Sports Illustrated. And here's a shot of the team. They're all together right there. Great bunch of winning guys there. You got to love that. Coach, what's the biggest thing that you've learned as a coach, being around young people for as long as you have, and to have been as successful as you've been with young people? What's the biggest thing that you've learned as a mentor and as a coach? What's the biggest lesson that you've learned that's made you better at what you do?
You got to love hard, because every kid is
Yeah.
different. Every kid is different. They have different personalities. And you got to remember, you only get 2 hours to really work with these kids a day. Well, I say 3 times or 4 times out the week.
Yeah.
And with those different personalities, you have to try to make all of it become one as a family, and teach them what that is, and teach them, what confidence is, and teach them how to stay focused and locked in on the task at hand, because, every kid don't have the same attention span. And I just learned a lot about, just paying attention to the details at what certain kids need, to back off on certain kids that need that little bit of space to give them time to really grasp some of the things, because everybody don't learn at the same speed. But
Yes.
being very hard on them, being difficult. My kids never heard me curse, but I definitely be hard on them, and push them to a limit to reach their full potential.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mentioned that you guys won a title this past spring, a championship under 12U. You're heading now into a new season. By the way, you guys were 9-1 and won it all in the spring. And now you're heading
Mm-hmm.
into a new year. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
be under the 13U moniker. Tell us a little bit about your upcoming season.
Whew. Just looking forward to. We got a couple of new pieces that we're trying to work on. Hopefully, we can get kids to um, um, fall in line. Some of the new kids that we have are, coming on strong. I mean, they got talent, but they got to fall into the Patriot way.
Yes.
Hopefully, we can get those kids in the practice and things of that nature. And I think we have a great future ahead with the pieces that we're added. What we have right now. Looking forward to this season. I'm really positive about it. I think that we should have, if not a better season than we had last year.
So we're talking with Coach Wonderful Monds of the Treasure Coast Patriots down in Port St. Lucie, Florida. And if you're down in Port St. Lucie right now and you have a youngster that's interested in playing football, there's your information right there. The Treasure Coast Patriots. Give them a call at 772-215-5745. All ages, open for registration. Bring your kids. Join a great organization. And there's the website there, tcpatriots.footballshift.com. Always believe and never give up. Now, Coach, I know that you gave us some good nuggets of information about what you've learned. But let's just say there's a kid out there, probably every kid on your team, I would guess, wants to one day go to the NFL. They made it up in their mind that, hey, I want to be a pro. What advice can you give a young person out there that's thinking about making football a career?
First, to start off with hard work. You got to be determined to be that guy that you dream to be, and don't let no one steer you away from that.
That's right.
You got that motto, what you just quoted at the end: always believe and never give up. You got to
Yes.
use that as motivation to come out every single day when you're tired, when you're sick, and everything, because there's always someone that's trying to get that same position you're trying to get. If you watch the draft tonight, it's probably about a 360 to 70 kids that may go
Yeah.
into this draft. So
Yeah.
it's very hard. It's very difficult. But if you really want it and you strive for it and believe in God, believe in yourself, and just keep pushing, I think that that's the first key as far as trying to, believing in yourself, going real hard, keeping God first, and just working really hard, be determined. Hard work will get you a long ways. Be a great listener. Be a great listener.
Yeah.
He gave you 2 ears, 1 mouth. Be a great listener.
It'd be a
Give you
great
2 of
listen.
them. So be a great listener. because
I think he's trying to tell us something. He gave us two of
yes,
those there, Coach. So yeah,
right.
we
So
need to listen.
listen a
I
little
think
bit more, you know.
just a tad bit more. There's no question
You know,
about it.
because when you're young, some kids, man, it's a lot harder. The attention span, whether it's just, and I'm not saying it always have to be something negative as an attitude. It's just the attention span is not there, so you
Yeah,
might miss something. And those are
yeah,
things, the characteristics of a person. And you get in the game, and then now you're missing those little things that you might need to know, those little small details to get you ahead of the game to help you win games. So definitely, I would say that hard work is key. Like I said, putting God first and hard work is those two main things right there. If you do that and really push yourself to the limits, don't stop when it hurt. Keep pushing through that because
yes,
you're going to always meet those adversities. Because there's plenty of times when, like I said before, I hate to jump on me, but I've been going through it since I've been here, and I'm
yeah,
in a community that I'm trying to give back to. So it's
yeah.
very tough, and you're going to always face adversities. But I'm not going to give up on these kids. I really love them. I really want to see them do well. Um, I just got them brand new equipment and stuff like that. So it's just gonna be a great season this year, and I'm very happy to see what this year going to turn out to be.
Well, Coach, you're doing some great things down there in the community of Port St. Lucie with those kids, and God bless you for what you're doing, and keep doing what you're doing because you're succeeding, and on a high level, you're succeeding. So, yes, the time that you're putting in, it is evident, and it's bearing fruit. Keep doing what you do because you're doing a great job. And you mentioned the hard work it takes. I mean, you look at Michael Jordan, for example, or Kobe Bryant. I mean, those guys were great athletes, but a lot of people don't know how hard they worked. They were workaholics, and
Right,
they didn't accept anything less than their best effort. They were great examples of a running best effort. So,
right.
and it can be done. It can be done. You're right. You just have to be
Yeah,
willing to work hard.
yes. If you put in
You
the
mentioned
work, you can get it.
you got to put it to work, man. I'm telling you. You mentioned the NFL draft that's going down tonight, and you're down in Florida, and I was wondering what your thoughts were going into tonight's draft in regards to Tampa Bay and Jacksonville. What do you think about those two Florida teams?
Oh man, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars came out strong. I think a couple pieces there. I think they can be a really good team, as well as Tampa. They have a pretty good defense. I think they just need to work a little bit on their offense as far as in the draft to see if they can get that a little bit better, being that they done lost, Brady and all. But if they do those things and get the right pieces, I think they can be a contender.
And the last thing I wanted to ask you in regards to the draft, what did you think of the Aaron Rodgers trade to the Jets?
I think they could be special. I mean, it all boils down to how everything meshed together too. You could take a great player and put him somewhere, and it's not a good fit. And that's what people don't understand about, everything about winning and things of that nature. They think it's, oh, you put this guy or build an all-star team or do this. No, man, all of it has to click. The coaching staff, to the kids, to the parents, all that works together hand in hand. And when you can create a great family niche with a
Yes.
team, then you got yourself some power there. You can go a long ways.
William Hopkins says, "Love you, Coach Monds, for the things you're doing for us."
Thank
And
you.
that's testament to what you're doing there. The hard work is paying off, Coach. Keep doing what you're doing. Everything
Thank
that you do for those kids means a lot to the community down there. Everyone sees you. As they say, Coach, we see you.
you. Thank you so much. I sure appreciate it.
Coach, but before we get out of here, I sure appreciate you being on the show. How can listeners follow the team, the Treasure Coast Patriots, on social media or by website?
Yeah, we have a Treasure Coast Patriots website. Let's go to treasurecoastpatriots.com, and we should pop up. And we're on Facebook, Treasure Coast Patriots. Go Patriots. Hey, that's where we are. I mean, I would love for anybody that want to come out, want to join, want to be family oriented, like minded people, come on out and see us. I mean, we love to take on any newcomers or guys that already feel like, oh, well, if I go over there, I can't play. just come over, give us a try. We're good people, we're loving people, and just give us an opportunity to show you.
Amen. I love it. There's the information, ladies and gentlemen, of how you can contact the Treasure Coast Patriots and Coach Monds. There's your number, 772-215-5745. Or you can go to the website, tcpatriots.footballshift.com/home. Give them a call if you have a youngster that wants to play some ball, because that's exactly what they're doing over at Treasure Coast. They're playing ball. Believe me, they're playing ball and they're winning championships. Coach, thanks again for being on the show. God bless you and the Patriots. And if we have listeners out there that are coming in late and you're like, oh man, I missed it, don't worry about it. You can watch the replay on Facebook or YouTube, or you can go to Roku TV, to the Creative Motion Network, about midday tomorrow. And also you can go to Spotify, where all major podcasts are heard: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, Radiocast, Pocket Cast, you name it, we are there. You can listen to the show in its entirety. Talking once again to the head coach of the #1 ranked Treasure Coast Patriots from Port St. Lucie, Florida, Coach Wonderful Monds on the Maurice Brown Show. Coach, thank you so much for being on the show, and may the peace of Christ be with you and your family. God bless you.
You too. Thank you. Have a great day.